Hello, my name is Edgar Fabian Frias. I'm a licensed psychotherapist in the state of California. I'm an LMFT, and I'm also a visual artist, and I'm an educator, and I'm also volunteering for the Yes on 109 initiative that is happening in Oregon. And I wanted to make this video to share a little bit about my own personal experience, my own personal beliefs around working with the powerful medicine that is known as psilocybin. This medicine comes from our mushroom kin, and I wanted just to share a little bit about my background. So as I said, I'm a visual artist, but I'm also I work in the realm of psychotherapy, and I work with people in many different ways as an individual and group psychotherapist. I've also worked as a social worker and as a domestic violence counselor. So I definitely have had a lot of experience of working with people and kind of working through the healing process. And personally, I've also had the powerful opportunity to connect with this medicine. And it actually happened for the first time when I finished my graduate degree in clinical mental health counseling. I did that degree at Portland State University. And it was after I had finished with this degree that I really felt called to work with this medicine. And I worked with it personally, alone. And it was one of the most powerful experiences of my life. It's really transformed my life. And I think that's one of the big promises of this medicine, is that it can really help transform consciousness and can really help heal hearts and minds. And for myself, that journey really allowed me to connect with a source of strength and spirit that personally I feel is connected to my own people, my ancestors of Wixarika that are in Mexico, and we're also all over the place actually. And being Wixarika and being Indigenous, I've definitely come to understand that sacred plants have been used in ceremony, in shamanic or medicine people rituals, and that these medicines have a long history of usage, of safe usage, and especially done in community, done in relationship, done with connection. And so, as I said, the first time I did this medicine, I did it by myself. I really wish I could have openly gone to another person to have that experience with someone else, so that I could have a place to process it, to share it, to really kind of integrate it. And that's a big reason why I believe that this initiative is really powerful, is that people who work with this medicine will actually spend the time with a person. They will be safe. They will not be allowed to leave until they are not under the influence of this medicine. And so, one of the things for myself when I graduated with my master's in counseling, I had gone through a lot, both personally and also academically. There's a lot of information that you have to kind of consume, and also there's a lot of experiences that you have becoming a psychotherapist. And so at the end of my journey, I really knew that I needed something to really just support me in, again, helping to integrate, helping to understand what I had gone through. And so in many ways, I had to do that journey on my own, and I had to sit with myself and be with myself. And as I said, being a psychotherapist, I've really learned how to be mindful, how to be aware, how to watch over myself, how to care for myself. And these are all things that I think are really important, and that not everyone knows how to do, because we're not taught how to do that. I definitely had to learn. I had to learn in the program. I had to learn in working with other therapists, and really learning how to kind of be a witness for myself. And I think that's a big promise in working with psilocybin, is that it really allows us to open up our consciousness, our hearts, to really explore and to connect with an ancestor. So my people, that Wixarika, we know these mushrooms as children of God, and these are gifts of God, gifts of the divine, and they allow us to connect to spirit and to source. And so, as I mentioned earlier, my own personal experience was really transformative, and part of it was because I was able to connect really deeply with spirit, with source, with, for what came through for me, goddess, with goddess energy. I felt the earth open up and consume me. And it was just one of the most divine experiences I've had in my whole life. And it really helped me understand that I am deeply connected to all life on earth. And so that expansion of consciousness has stayed with me. And I think that's one of the powerful promises of this medicine, is that it's not something that you have to take every day, although you can do that under the supervision of working with someone. It is something that you can definitely take once or do it a couple of times, and it will have lasting effects. There's been research done about this. Again, I'm going to be linking some articles for those of you who are interested in the more Western perspective of understanding some of the research studies that have been done with this medicine, so you can kind of understand how, psilocybin has been linked to a decrease in the consumption of alcohol and tobacco. And I know for myself personally, I used to consume both alcohol and tobacco. I did those as a young person, and these things are legally available to purchase and consume. And I definitely, in my early 20s, had an issue with alcohol. It was really damaging to my system. It created a lot of chaos in my life. And it really also limited my ability to grow as a person. I stayed stuck for a few years. And I really credit, the ceremony, the work that I've done with psilocybin as a resource for myself that has really helped me now. I'm starting my 7th year of not drinking alcohol and not smoking cigarettes. And that's something that I really have witnessed the power and transformation that has happened in my own life as a result of letting go of these toxic well, I guess you could say they can be consumed in a way that isn't toxic, but the way that our culture many times creates a way of connecting with these plants and with alcohol. It isn't in a way that's mindful. It isn't in a way that is supportive for healing and transformation. And so I think that's also something that I find really powerful about this promise and also this initiative, is that it's really kind of shifting the narrative, shifting the paradigm, shifting the conversation from seeing mushrooms as a drug and seeing it and honoring it as something that is done for growth, for transformation, for elimination of symptoms. There's so many reasons that we can connect with this as a medicine to really support that psycho-spiritual transformational growth. And so when we have that shift in perspective, when we let go of seeing some of these plants as negative or as dangerous or violent, and start to see them as allies, start to see them as collaborators, it can really shift our consciousness and our ability to empathize and connect with other life on Earth. And so that's also something that I think is really powerful about working with mushrooms, is that we're honoring their consciousness, we're honoring their sacredness, and we're honoring their use in community. So they are not party drugs. These are really medicines that are really here to support us in our growth, in our expansion, in our transformation. And so again, it is definitely a hope of mine as a psychotherapist to be able to work with this medicine as I've witnessed the powerful shifts that have happened within my own consciousness. And again, it is deeply connected to my own people, the Wixarika, because the Wixarika have used sacred plants like peyote and mushrooms and other herbs and plants to really help people heal and grow and transform and to invite spirit into the space. And so, those are all reasons, and again, these are all connected to my own personal identity, my own intersections as a psychotherapist and also as an Indigenous person. I really, wanted to also highlight that, a big part of this is decolonizing the usage of these plants that have been used by a lot of Indigenous people for thousands of years. And so as an Indigenous person, as an Indigenous psychotherapist, I think it is really pertinent to bring these medicines and to bring this powerful tool and modality into my own toolkit. And I definitely feel like it's connected to my ancestry, to my lineage. And I really think it is important for the governments to really understand how important it is for us to connect with medicines that were lost because of colonization. And so this is also about restorative justice and healing, and not criminalizing people who want to connect with these medicines, because as we know, the criminal justice system has also been used to wage war on Black and brown bodies. And that is also a reason why this is such an important initiative, because it can really transform the way that we see these plants, and stop criminalizing people of color, communities of color, Indigenous communities, Black communities, and start really allowing them to heal and to grow with these medicines. And again, I think it's like a really powerful place for me to sit here as an English-speaking Indigenous person whose family is from Mexico, who has been able to get a master's degree in counseling and to move through these systems, and who knows the laws and ethics around, working with people. And so I definitely feel like that's something that's called me to really participate in this campaign, and to be someone who's creating content to help educate, to answer questions, to let people know about my own experience with this medicine, because there's so much misinformation out there, so much that gets created to scare people. I know for a long time in my own life, I was really afraid of this medicine. I thought it was gonna make me go crazy. I thought it was gonna mess up my brain. And it's actually really helped heal. It's helped heal my heart and my mind and my spirit. And these are all things that I think many people are needing, that deep healing that comes from connecting with another plant, with a fungi, with medicine that's been here for thousands of years. And what better way to do it than in relationship with someone that you trust, with someone that you've been working with, and someone that you're going to be able to share your experience and integrate it and really process it, in relationship. How many of us need that? How many of us have never had that? Even people who've already connected with this medicine, so many of us could benefit from being able to be in relationship while we are connecting with these medicines, and to really have a space to really just share, and to be with, and to be witnessed, and to be loved, while we're transforming, while we're growing, while we're collaborating and communing with these beautiful plants. So again, in the description box below, I'm going to be linking different resources, different information. If you live in Oregon, I'm going to be linking about how you can get involved in this initiative, how you can vote for it yourself, and also how you can talk with friends and family. Because I think a big part of this is that there's been so much stigma for such a long time, that there is so much misunderstanding about this medicine. And some people believe that they know what its purpose is, or how it's used, or what its effects are. But this is really, again, a safe medicine that can really yield transformative, powerful shifts in our consciousness. So thank you all so much. I really appreciate the time that you all have all spent watching this. I really want to thank you just for being present with me, even as I share this, because it is very personal. It also is connected to my own growth, my own journey. And again, it's something I deeply believe in, something I really want to see happen. So I'm going to be sending all my energy, my positive energy, my positive affirmations, and I'm going to be sharing about this with my community, and I'm going to be talking about it. I'm on Instagram at Edgar Fabian Frias. I've been sharing about this campaign on my Instagram in my stories. So if you're also interested, please follow me there. I'll link that in the description box as well. So thank you all so much. Wonderful to connect with you, and I would love to hear from you. So please leave some comments, share your thoughts and reflections about this as well. Bye.